Yeah, just something telling me to wait for support. So if people ask where I am, just tell them literally gonna go make a drink and then I'll be back. So yeah, bear with me guys, literally a couple minutes and I'll be back. Okay, morning everyone. Welcome back to another London session live stream. So the plan here today. So we had a range in pre-London. I had a little bit of a sales bias as I was coming to the stream, because the way I saw it was, okay, well we had, if we do a little bit of analysis here, we can kind of break down what's happened so far. Let's kind of remove this and we can look at this in a sense of what's happened since, you know, the late Asian session. So obviously we came down, we made a low, we retested that low, but effectively we were creating a range over here. So there's definitely a bullish bias, right? At this point we had a range, we have resistance. This candle came up, closed above that resistance. Now this 15-minute candle, what it did is it closed like a weak candle. Now we're obviously coming back and tapping into this previous area, so either I'm gonna wait for a support to form and then I can anticipate these minor resistances to break with London open volume, and then we have this clean move coming up. That's what I'm thinking. The other thing that we are kind of looking for is going to be sales below this support. That's what we're kind of looking at for price to continue down. Now if this candle closes bullish in 4 minutes time, technically speaking this is a minor support form. Now what this means is this is happening on the 5-minute time frame, something that I've been looking at. What it's doing is it's tapping into this resistance, grabbing that liquidity to potentially continue moving up. But if we wait to see how we close just before London open, we may find how we're going to set up. But there's two things that I'm waiting for: either a support to form, or yeah, just pretty much a support, or looking for resistance if we gonna head down. Now we was creating this resistance. This was a nice rejection on the 630 candle, but that was potentially due to, you know, maybe the news, but you know, pre-news price can either push down if they're expecting, you know, one thing and then another thing happens. What would be really nice setting up for London open is a potential situation where this candle closes above this area, next one starts to break the high with volume, and then we can have a nice stop loss down over here. Nice conservative stop loss, you know, let candles do their thing, or we wait for a support, but we'll kind of see how it goes as it plays out. But that's what we're kind of looking at. The only issue about me taking buys at this point is we have this resistance right here, which is our only issue really. But let's take a look on the 1 hour.
Yeah, I'm waiting for buys above that area. Gonna wait till that's broken, I think.
Yeah. See, on the 1 hour time frame we're clean, right? But why I want to wait is because if we look, if this 1 hour starts pulling back, closes below this minor support, then really that would be a fake out on the 30-minute, and now we're looking at potential sales bias. But for me right now, I need to see this 1 hour close into these wicks, these rejection wicks. We need to see the 30-minute respecting this level. So that's what we want to see for now. And then, you know, even if we do some form of like the 15-minute closes back in this range, but we create a support above this minor level, then we still have a high to retest, right? We still create a high. So we kind of have to see how we're setting up. But if we get a solid support formed, you know, somewhere above here, or as long as we're kind of staying above this little minor resistance here, then we still technically made a high. Well, we'll just have to wait. Sorry if my voice is a little bit, for some reason I've got a little bit of a weird throat. You know, like sometimes in the mornings, you just needed like a hot drink or something.
Lubricate it.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so look, we're closing potentially back in this range. Could be a rangy day. It could be a rangy day. So let's just be patient. Do you know what? Even today feels good, you know. Just like this morning, obviously came to the charts. I see this candle closing bearish. I'm like, okay, if we start breaking down, there's potential continuation. But I already made up my mind that I'm going to wait for resistance below this area. Because although we've pushed down below this support, I want to see some form of pullback and resistance form for price to continue down. Because, you know, this initial push out may have moved down like yesterday. But you see, we have all this area to the left. So I don't want to... I want to be cautious with sells at that point. So that's why I've got this area marked out. Because if you also look, that area where that line is I know that one. It's a 1 hour, yeah, it's a 1 hour support level. It's a really strong level. Now, we did just come up and break it, but we never came back to this level to create support, right? We broke above this area. We moved up in the Asian session, and then we corrected it. So now we want to see some form of pullback and resistance being respected. So basically, what we're looking at here on the 1 hour time frame is the fact that we have closed back below this area overnight. So we closed back in this range. Now realistically, I would expect a move up to create some form of resistance to continue to retest this low. That's what I would suspect, and where the best selling opportunity would be. But while we're in this area right now, you know, we're looking at potentially, okay, buys above this resistance here on the 1 hour, because we have these clean candles coming up. And then if we don't reject this area, then we could potentially continue up to retest the high at that point. And this was just, you know, one of those situations where it gets there's a big retracement, support is formed, and a solid continuation. So, you know, if the 1 hour candle closes somewhere up over here, you know, you can also take buys kind of based off the 1 hour situation, you know, because if we're going to continue moving up, we shouldn't come back down below the support level at that point. But what we're waiting for is we've got 13 minutes for this 1 hour candle to close. We've got 13 minutes to make sure that we're respecting this area on the smaller time frame. God, that looks messy. Too many arrows. Get carried away sometimes. So yeah, that's also really important. So I'd like to see a nice wick down if we start closing above this area, creating some support. So it looks like the 15 minute is trying to create some support above this level, you see. 15 minute is trying to create some support. So, I mean, ideal situation, we close above this level, but there's still a high made. So if we start to break the high, I mean, we could continue with volume is basically what we're anticipating. Look at this wick down, man. Yeah, because buys above this resistance is going to be better. But then I'm like, we also have... This is a bit of a bad range, you know, for buys. I have to admit. It's either got to be a support, or it's got to be buys above this area. And the reason why is because when we're above 147.280, we have a nice clean range for 20 pips. No problem. But over here, we still can create some resistance, because this was a previous resistance to the left yesterday. So this is a very important level. If we look on the 1 hour, this was the high that was made yesterday, actually during NYC. We had support created at this level as well. So this could be some form of retest zone on the higher time frames. If we look on the 4 hour, if we just if we take a look on the 4 hour, what we can see is obviously this was the previous resistance. So pretty much we need to be breaking. See, so as we look on the 4 hour, what can we see? What can we notice? Well, we have a support right over here. Now, if I was on the smaller time frames and I'm looking for buys, some would argue a break of this high on an impulsive move would give you that opportunity to retest this high. Now, obviously, what you'd want to do is we'd want to look on the 4 hour and we'd say, okay, for that idea to be correct, we'd at least need to see a 1 hour candle closing bullish, right? At least. We'd at least need to see support being respected. So we should be able to wait for at least a 30-minute candle closing bullish today for some form of support to like confirm the idea that this 4 hour breaking the high, is it bouncing off a new support level, which is 147 pretty much. and then we have a high to retest? Or is it going to push up, grab liquidity because it wants to create resistance on the smaller time frames to continue moving down and correct some of this move because we moved up so much? So we're gonna have to, I want to wait for good confirmation here today.
What's happening, everyone?
What's going on, bro?
Yo.
How's it going?
Yeah, good guys. How are you doing?
Yeah, good mate, good mate.
I see your trade yesterday. Nice one, man.
Thank you. How's crypto?
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's going well.
Nice.
Just waiting. It's calmed down a bit at the moment, so I'm just waiting.
Yeah. I see it reached Bitcoin reached 50K or something.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Indeed.
See, the thing about that, every time it reaches like a new situation, there's always gonna be that big retracement because everyone's now trying to panic buy with it because they think,
Yeah.
It's hit 50K, it's gonna hit 70K, it's gonna hit 80K.
And then all the altcoins end up taking a dump as well
Yeah, that's
when it
it.
retraces.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, you just gotta wait for those retracements and then buy it.
That's it. Jump in. Yeah, it's really like not too complicated.
Let's take a look at Bitcoin. We're waiting on GJ anyway, so we'll do some breakdowns in a sec. But I just wanted to check it out from like a high time frame perspective, where you can kind of see these pullbacks. Well, I suppose, yeah. Look, I mean, based on the weekly, made a high, retraced, created support. It's like that simple. But no,
It's only like difficult to trade.
No, obviously Bitcoin's difficult. I'm only joking, but
Yeah, no, it's only difficult to trade because of how much, like, I mean, that like how much it moves within that one candle.
yeah. But then even, I know it moves a lot, but like you can still actually, from what's printed, you still can.
They use the price action, yeah.
Yeah, like, you know, you had support, and then obviously because it broke down, it needed to break this level. But then you look, it starts to create support above that area, and it did just continue from that point. I mean, look, Bitcoin is Bitcoin, innit? But you know, some people, like, I mean, if you look at it from a daily, like, you can see how it's created supports and retested highs. It has market structure, you know, broke above highs, retest, continue. You can't, like, yeah, but I'll never trade it, don't get me wrong. I'm not gonna jump into Bitcoin because I know, you know, hardly anything about it, you know. Well, I've been reading about it, but that's about it, you know.
Yeah, you said you was reading that book.
Yeah. Nearly finished it. It's actually
Nice. How is it?
Yeah, it's good. It's basically all about AI, crypto, all the different coins, financial. It's just like, yeah, it's about fintechs as well. Just, yeah, it's quite a good read.
Nice.
But yeah, and I just thought I'd check that out.
Do you guys buy any crypto at all? Like,
Nah. See, the
Nah,
thing
me
for
neither.
me, yeah, thing for me is like, I wanna like let this go. Like, I didn't get in at the right time. I'm not, you know, if you were holding Bitcoin from when it first came out, then, you know, you're laughing. But like,
yeah,
I think for me, obviously, it may be the future, no doubt. But right now, I need to stick to what. Like,
well, you know,
yeah, and I want to just focus on that, and then obviously as I get older, I can learn more. But there'll be something else, you know. There'll be the next big thing. There
of
always
course.
is. So then I just want to be prepared in some way for that, based on my general knowledge of, you know, other things, which is going to take time to learn, basically. But yeah, no, just out of conversation. But yeah, this is setting up nice, guys. 6 minutes. If this closes above, I think if London Open breaks the high, I think we can have a good stop down at this area. It's like 12 pips for price to continue bullish. I mean, we have a strong uptrend, but I don't really want to take notice of these smaller time frames. I just want to take notice of the fact that we're setting up above a key level, and then that's technically a support form, because although the candle hasn't closed, if we just go straight bullish, then we should just continue with volume at that point, basically. My only issue is probably gonna have to secure profits at this area, because it puts me off. This is the thing though, you know, like safer buys is going to be above 147.290. But I don't know. Let's see. Let's wait and see. Maybe we wait for the candle to close. I don't know, but London Open should have some kick.
Would you wait for break of the wick?
Yeah, break of the high. Yeah.
As in of this current candle, not the
No, of
previous.
of the current candle, because if we look as well on the 15-minute, we're creating a support above a previous resistance, so we're anticipating that the direction for the London session is bullish, you know, and then if it is, we should reach 147, 290, 280. But you know, we need this candle to kind of like close above this area really. Okay. Morning boss, would you take buys if the 1 hour closes above that resistance? Well, if the 1 hour closes above resistance, then I would say if you're looking for buys, you could base it off the 1 hour. But for me, I'm going to enter in. Well, technically my trade would be, because this is 1 hour support, and I would want my stop loss below that candle, and below this 1 hour candle. So we're talking about the same stop loss anyway. So basically the trade would be based off the 1 hour. Good morning. GJ is in some kind of range in this 50-minute time frame, looking for buys above. Yeah, I'm looking for like maybe a support to form. Now we are having a support form, so I'm just bearing that in mind. But I'm kind of looking at, okay, can we close above and then maybe break this high, and then we can. People keep talking about Bitcoin will be the future. I heard all those statements 2-3 years ago. 23 years ago? No, 2-3 years ago when it reached 20k, but all of them disappeared when it back to 5k. Now they all revived. Yeah. See, this is it's a tough situation because of this resistance, but I mean, we'd have to expect this area to break in order for us to even want to take buys based on the most recent structure. I suppose we're clean on the 1 hour, so I wonder if we're going to get a wick, probably a deep wick down. How is everybody today? Oh shit, you know what I forgot to do?
Harrison?
Yo.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, mate, how's it going? I'm
fine, thank you. To be fair, like I've been looking at the chart, and I think personally I'd prefer to see buys unclose above 147 to 280, and reason for that is because on the 30-minute time frame, the 3 o'clock candle, we've had a rejection because we've got that little support turn at 12:30. So we've rejected at 12:30, and then we've got a rejection 3 o'clock, and then we've also, it's looking like it has rejected on the previous 30-minute candle. So I'm thinking, like, because it has rejected multiple times, but obviously that's been a low volume it might not matter once we get more volume, but it's just something to keep an eye on.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I would see it as, if we're closing above this area, if this counter respects this area, then we should continue moving up. With volume, we should continue moving up. I just want to see where we close. I mean, it is a potential. See, if we close back in this range, it's like I'm probably going to want to wait for like a further confirmation. But like right now, it just like we've tapped in this area. If we start heading up, I mean, we're gonna blast past these wicks, which was this previous zone, so we should head up. So as long as this candle stays above, then I'm anticipating if we start breaking highs for us to continue moving up. Stops will be above previous candle.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to wait until we get above that 280 area as well, just because it could be a resistance there.
Yeah, I mean, look, if this first 50-minute candle starts coming down and breaking the low, then we know there's no buys. But look where it closed. The 15-minute closed below this range. So either way, it's a very difficult situation. It literally closed at it. You can't even call that a fake out. But I think if we start breaking this high, I will get in based off the 1 hour support created.
I mean, the 1 hour's, closed above, to be fair.
And my stop's going to be down over here. But obviously, I'd rather... Yeah. What do the thing I'm... Oh, it's moving up. I didn't even get in on that. Let me see if I can get in on this little pullback.
I'll be getting the volume at 8 today.
Yep, I'm in. I got in.
Yeah, I'm going to wait.
Stop is below that previous candle. Yeah, I'm expecting London open volume to take us bullish as well if we've had good news. And where's target? Probably going to be like this area. Yeah, as long as the candle closes bullish, then we should be. It should still continue moving up. I mean, we're breaking above the highs now. Oh, dirty pullback. Yeah, I'm basing this trade off the 1 hour. So as long as we stay above this 1 hour high, as long as we respect the previous 1 hour low, then we should continue moving bullish. Basically, the thing is like, in terms of this, like as a 1 hour trade, you can see that it's closed above this resistance here on the most recent price action. So we should at least reach this kind of level, based off of the 1 hour. I'd just say that it's probably gonna, you gotta let it do its thing, basically. Yeah, worst way, as long as this 30-minute candle closes bullish, then it should be good. Might pull back a bit on the smaller time frames, but I'm basing this trade off the 1 hour time frame. And then, at the end of the day, if the buys don't work out, we went with the trend. We're also, bouncing off of a 4 hour support level, so it should be good. You gotta stay away from smaller time frames. Hi everyone, hello. Morning, bro. Question on certain zone. Would appreciate any feedback. Perfect. Let's check this out. Let's check this chart out. Yeah, I'm feeling good about today, so let's just chill. Okay, let's check out this chart. 30-minute clean candles. Would you consider this area as I saw clean candles? I mean, I would to some extent because of this resistance here previously. I would be cautious of this level. That's where I'm looking to basically get out of my trade or even close 50% of the, some secure profits there and then see if a runner can run. Or I'm putting stops to break even when we get to this level in case we start to reject. And then I could even try and let the full position run up to retest the high. But we'll have to kind of like see what's going on nearer the time. But yeah, I mean, we'll see. London Open should take us bullish if we're gonna go bullish for the session, right? Yeah, I think we just got a little bit of obviously an early entry, but we're expecting that continuation with like London Open volume, right? You can see the structure is now starting to be bullish. This was resistance. Now we're creating this support over here right now. Our stop is in a conservative place down over here, and we're anticipating this is the direction for the session. This is an area where we're going to secure some profits. Potential rejection zone to the left. And then I'm thinking maybe close 50%, maybe, or close out if we start to come above this area with like the next count. If we start to push up, then this would be that area that we could also have some potential. So if we just kind of push up above it, then I would just be closing out somewhere just above this vicinity. Yeah, I mean, if we're going to come down from this area, then, obviously we need to wait for the support to break and then for like a resistance to form. And then I would look for sells. But right now, we're anticipating the volume in the session to take us up. I know we don't have a 4-hour candle closing bullish, but I mean, we came right to the high of the previous 4-hour. And I think once we actually break above that, will we start to head up at that point. But in terms of the 1 hour, I think we just need to see this 1 hour candle, obviously respecting this area as well. But right now, yeah, we are kind of pulling back, but it's cool. I got in based off the 4-hour too. Yeah, nice. Yeah, nice. It looks so clean on 4-hour to retest the high to me. 4-hour break and retest looks super good. Yeah, obviously to some extent, we could pull back to these deeper zones, but I think we're anticipating that we should continue to move up. And we're past the news at this point. Yeah, we're past the news, so that's also good. Yeah, so look, at the end of the day, I spoke about, you know, as long as we create some support. We did on the 15. The 30-minute candle, obviously, ideally, I want to close bullish. But we're basing the trade off the 1 hour anyway right now. Okay, while we wait for GJ, let's take a look on gold. Oh, gold is dropping over here. Oh wow, gold looks. Oh yeah, gold came down to fill this wick on the daily. Next stop is gonna be 1772 on for gold there. Pretty crazy. Yeah, nice. Gold's dropping. How many more pips has it got to drop? Ooh, another 80 or so pips. 4 hour. Oh, look at that 4 hour situation right there. Break of the low to continue down. 1 hour. 1 hour created a resistance. 30-minute time frame. Broke below this minor support. 15-minute creating a minor resistance. Yeah, it's just beautiful. Yeah, gold is dropping. That also may make sense why GJ is moving bullish, because sometimes when we see gold bearish, you can see GJ bullish if there's some like fundamental aspect to it. So we're coming back above the highs now. It's good. 15 minutes looking good. 5 minute looking strong. So yeah, I think once we basically start surpassing that 4 hour high, we should continue this move bullish at that point. I have to admit, guys, like, you know, this kind of way that even feels better. You know, I wasn't worried about the drawdown. I didn't really react to it, and it was nice to kind of have a lowered risk compared to if that was a 5 lot. You know, there'd be that little bit of like, ooh, because I'm not quite used to it. But lowering the risk has helped me to, you know, adapt better actually. So pleased with that. But yeah, we should have a nice bit of volume come in after 8 AM if we're now starting to create some support over here.
Yeah, if you can get above that 4 hour high, I think it's gonna just go. Yeah.
Yeah, we just need this counter to close strong. That's what we need. But yeah, should we take a look at the smaller time frames on gold? So yeah, 1 hour should reach this level, but it is at a support right now. I think gold's gonna keep on dropping if it can make some resistance. Just added another position. Looks bullish on the higher time frame. Yeah, looks good. I haven't added another position or anything, but it does look good. I think if you're adding positions, you know, you need to, I think, potentially added a position once this candle closes bullish. That's a better confirmation at that point. But until then, you know, there is always that risk. So you want this candle to close bullish, and you want the 30-minute to also close bullish, which it looks like it should do. Think we're gonna have a good day here today, guys. Have we got volume kicking in now with GJ? Got 64 people here, guys. Let's drop a like on the stream. I think we've had a very good start to this morning. You got a full breakdown of what we were going to look for, which direction we were looking at, market structure, where we could enter in, what we were looking for, where to put stop loss, everything provided. You know, we're talking spoon fed here. Obviously the trade hasn't played out yet, but not the point. The analysis was broken down, and I'll be taking this many a times. The thing was about the impulse entries was, let's say, like how I would do this before Kelsey, right? Is I would take the buy here, stops below this candle, and what would have happened? This candle flipped. I'd be closing 50%, you know, and then it's coming back up into profits. And then now I'm like, oh man, you know, and then it's like, do you add a position? You don't really want to, you know. So now we yeah, you get what I'm trying to
Yeah,
say.
definitely. It just allows you to just breathe a little bit and not feel like you're fixated on where can you reduce the risk. It is stressful when you do that.
Yeah, it just doesn't make
Yeah.
you feel better in a sense, does it? Yeah, if this 15-minute candle can close above this high over here, then I think we should just start to head up. Hopefully this 30-minute can, you know, maintain that, but I think it should be good. Just want to see how the 15-minute candle's closing. Morning. Good luck, guys, who's in the trade, but I'm not in this trade. That's pretty good. If you're staying out, that's good. That's also a win, because you are staying disciplined. Yeah, especially since this 15-minute candle closed above this minor resistance at this point. It should continue moving up. But we're still basing it off the 1 hour. So if you think the first 15 minutes of the 1 hour is at least closed bullish, right? 30-minute. Now all we need is a 30-minute. So I'm just trying to work. Yeah, see, I always thought about you know, taking buys up to this level, but at the end of the day I thought there was going to be an opportunity for take buys of support for this area, which would have been 20 pips, but obviously overnight we created this range. So now I'm like, okay, from here to here, you know, is roughly only like 11 pips. So I'm just trying to think, maybe I'll try and get it if we can mirror that candle and then close out at like 147.350, maybe 147.300. I don't know, we'll see. I may just take the profit today because of how messy it is. Or then do I just bring stop loss to break even and just see if it can run up to 147.500. Let's take a look at the 4 hour. So yeah, once we retest this high, I mean, we could easily continue on. Daily's also pulling back a bit at this point. So, but the daily can continue further and fill that wick at 148 basically. But then I think we're gonna need a deep liquidity for 148 to come in, I have to say. But yeah, on my, yeah. This 15-minute may wick down a bit, but I'm just focusing on the 30-minute and the 1 hour. So obviously if this 30-minute closes back in the range, then what I might do is actually just manage my risk and try and see if then I can still leave a partial position to still go into profit. I mean, that's the only way I really want to manage that trade. Pulling back, but I think that's good that it's wicking down, because then it should, in the second half of the 15-minute, continue moving up. Okay, let's take a look at Euro NZD. Let's look at the 4 hour time frame here. So we're just in a range. Oh, let me change this song, man. What is that? Tell you what, there's some annoying songs. Right. So looking on the 4 hour, we have a support form down over here. Right. And we also have a resistance on the 4 hour over here. So if we break above this resistance, I mean, if we look left, this is a whole zone to the left, but this is our most recent resistance, so we're just bearing in mind that this is probably a strong level. So I mean, if we start to break above this area, then we can continue moving up to retest this area. Let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour candles closed above that area, but then we have a resistance right over here. Look good for buys based off the 1 hour time frame. Yeah, I think this area right over here. I think GJ's pulling back, I can see a little bit, but we'll have to give it some time. Yeah, maybe should have waited till he was above that area, but I mean, we'll see. I think the base off the 1 hour made sense, but this could be the 1 hour coming back to make a wick. So still holding here. Just we didn't break that 4 hour high. Let's take a look on the 15. Yes, could be a liquidity grab though, because we do like to always revisit, don't we, Kelsey? We were talking about this the other day. We always seem to like to revisit that mid-range area. So as long as your stop loss is below this zone, we shouldn't kind of come below this area. You know, obviously this could be. Sorry, go on.
I think that's where you were having problems last time. If your stops were just there and it was coming back around that area and then flipping, then
yeah,
you'd be getting caught out in that.
Yeah. See, this is also what I could have waited for, but this is just what you can see happening, and then you just understand that. So you're like, okay, well, we just, you know, I can show the example of yesterday's situation, exactly the same situation. We tapped into like this mid-range area on the 15-minute, like almost like a liquidity grab, and then we started to drive up, you know, but obviously we can't cast iron guarantee that, because there's always that probability. And obviously I've taken this based off an impulse, whereas usually I'd want to wait for a 30-minute candle to close over here. But as long as it stops us down over here, I think we're going to be okay. Obviously we'll have to just wait and see, because we have 8 minutes anyway. But let me just find that situation like similar to yesterday. Where was it? Yeah, over here, you see, with this 9 AM, see how we broke the high and we came back? Where was it? I suppose this kind of situation, was it yesterday or was it the day before? This area here, right? We came back to this area, and then we continued with whatever situation it wanted to go down in bearish, right? Yeah, I think it looks like it's doing that. And I think that's a really good confirmation to actually see. You know, and then slowly, if I see this, you know, and then we create some solid support, then I'm like, okay, well, this could be a liquidity grab to continue higher, right? So we can like think about adding positions at that point. But obviously we want to be cautious. Yeah, we just need this solidified in 6 minutes, that everything's Gucci, and that we can continue moving up. We've got nearly 80 people over here. Awesome. So can we get 80 likes then? Can we get 80 likes? We've got 19 likes over here. Come on guys, I'm dropping some nuggets today. I think today's a really good stream. Especially if this plays out. I mean, we just were chilled, let it do its thing. You know, you just have to like focus on the probabilities, man. Trust me. That's the most important thing.
think also like one of the reasons why the price is kind of struggling to break above is if you look on a 15 minute, on the candle from yesterday at 4 p.m. Just look on the left a bit. Can you see that little range that we've had?
What, over
That
here?
has been an issue. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I kind of like did put me off.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. The only thing I see is that, there's a lot of wicks in this area, which is fine. So this is why I wanted to wait for a support. We got one on the 15-minute. So as long as this 30 closes bullish, basically, then it's a solid confirmation at that point for the next one to continue moving up. That's what we're kind of looking at. If you have a support formed on the 30-minute and you have your stop loss based on the 1 hour, you're anticipating over the next couple of 30 minutes, whatever, next 1 hour candle, you have time to let the smaller time frame do that, the choppiness. That's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, 100%. I mean, I know my early was entry, but that's what I'm kind of looking for.
Yeah, I suppose you're just trying to get the anticipation and the volume.
Yeah.
From what you've seen previously, so.
Mm-hmm.
See how
Oh,
period.
one sec, guys. Sorry, I've got an important call coming in. I'll be back. 1 sec.
Yeah, I know what it does. Kelsey.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, can you see how the 15-minute now is printing? Can you see like that massive wick to the bottom?
The grab. Yeah, that's
yeah.
what I want to see.
Yeah, so that's what I'd like to see 15-minute before the London Open, because then you know that we are going to get a lot of volume at 8 a.m. On the London Open. That's what I'd like to see if it happened like 15-minute earlier. But it's just I just don't like it at the minute. I think it'll be safer, maybe on a close above 147 to 230, but to be more certain is above 147 280.
Sorry, guys. Sorry about that. Sorry, Salim. Carry on, mate.
No, that's all right.
Agreed, mate, yeah.
Yeah, well, what I was saying is, can you see how the 15 minutes printing? So how we had like that massive liquidity grab on the downside.
Mm-hmm.
What I wanted to see that. I wanted to see that like the 15-minute before the 8 a.m. Because then we would anticipate that we've already had the liquidity grab before the London Open, and then we still closing above, even if it's like a small bullish candle. So then you just anticipate once we break the previous 15-minute candle. Then we just anticipate for the volume to keep pushing bullish. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, I mean, this is looking pretty good now. We've got 2.5 minutes. I think as long as this 30-minute candle closes bullish, we should continue moving up at that point.
Definitely. Hopefully it'll do it within this 30 minutes.
Yeah, I think as long as this 30-minute candle closes as it is, the next one should continue this move up. Yeah, this 15-minute candle. See, that's exactly what we spoke about, didn't we, Kelsey? Literally, we spoke about this area. We spoke about how we could revisit this area, tap into this area, and then start to close above. And even if this candle closes bearish, it's not actually that big of a problem because it creates the support on the 30-minute time frame. And then as long as we see a situation where we start seeing candles moving bullish from this area now, then we can have price continuing moving up with volume.
Absolutely.
I think we had someone in capital letters send something. What did he say? He said, "Why don't you just wait for it to cross 147.226?" Because my entry was based off the smaller time frames, and I had stop loss placement based off the higher time frame. So, that's it. That's it. You can get in up over here, that's fine, but there's a potential area of issue here to the left. We're now having added confirmations of a potential support formed here in a minute and a half. And then now we're looking at the fact that now we should start continuing with the trend with this volume from London Open creating us that support. But yeah, I mean, we just want this candle to close bullish. Obviously anything's possible in a minute, but I'm fairly confident it should close strong, and then we can have a good day here today. Something on gold. We'll take a look at gold for you. if we can get plus 60 likes, then if anybody wants to look at a particular pair, I'll check it out for them today only. If they say, oh, can you look at Euro USD, oh, can you look at silver, oh, can you, I'll check it out, but not getting bombarded with all that, just if you ask. But yeah, looks like we're closing strong here, which is good. So the 15-minute then should close hopefully with a wick, obviously. Good. Yeah, nice little wick. I'm happy with that. Happy with that as a close. Liquidity grab down. 30-minute counters close strong, so we're just chilling. It's just there, innit? Now the trade's open. So yeah, we get some likes, and we'll do it. Come on, guys. 34 likes. We can do better than that. Let's get how many likes? Come on, let's get at least 50 likes here on the stream today. I mean, even now, this is the point where I want to get to a position where I'm like, okay, now I'm adding a position because there's added confirmation at that point. I mean, this is really nice market structure for price to continue up.
Yeah, I just got in now.
Nice.
Expecting it to push now.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, there's a solid 30-minute support created. We may wick down a bit, but I mean, yeah, we need to just stay above basically this area, and then we should continue this move up. Say even now, I can't, if this trade loses, it's like you waited for support to form. I said that's what I was gonna do, so I completely stuck to the plan at that sense. I waited for strong confirmation at that point. So now there's nothing towards this trade. If it loses, then it's 100% down to probabilities. But if it wins, then it's one of the good probabilities at that point. We just need to see this 4 hours start pumping up in this last hour and a bit. Yeah, hopefully this 30 minutes should wick down, do like a little retest if it wants to, and then start to move up.
What's your view on gold?
So mate, gold. Let's take a look at gold. Well, gold's at a support right now, on the higher time frames, like the 1 hour time frame and the 30-minute. So I mean, the best thing to do is probably wait for a resistance. I mean, we have, yeah, it's a little bit tricky, but we have this kind of zone here, so you probably want to wait for like a resistance to form maybe below this area, and then expect this kind of low to break. But I don't know, gold's a little bit, it's difficult like that,
Yeah, to be fair for gold, I was expecting to see a range between
we're flipping.
17, 8. Oh yeah, go on, sorry.
No, just saying, GJ's flipping. I think we should be heading up at this point now. Come on, GJ. This is gonna be 2 for 2 this week. I've actually put TP up over here just in case some mad shit happens, but I mean, I'm gonna kind of just judge it as I go. I mean, 1 hour wise, we're clean to this area. 4 hour wise, we're clean all the way, which makes me like, I can't miss out on a potential. Right now, we've broken the high on the 4 hour, which is good. 1 hour's breaking the high properly now. 30-minute also breaking above all the highs. 15-minute time frame breaking above all the highs. I think we should continue this move up. Yeah, boy. We was on it today. Especially after yesterday. We was on it today. I tell you what, I might get it to close me out. I don't know. Actually, let's just wait. See how I feel. Because I may just close out at 10 pips. I don't know. Let's just see. Depends how it moves. If it moves, let's say in the first half all the way up to this area, then you could say, okay, well, you know, either we're gonna reject or we're gonna break through, and that's what you want to try and like determine. Okay. How long you been trading? You are good. You made me some money this week. Well, that's great. Awesome. I've been trading for about 4 years, really. 4 years. So, long time, man. Long time. A lot of experience, and I just didn't use that to my full advantage, which is what I'm doing now. Mate, what is with some of these tunes, though? I'm not even gonna lie. Oh, I think I just put it on. I need But you guys gotta help. Someone's gotta find me a wicked playlist for the stream. If anyone wants a job, I will fully say you found this playlist, then find me a wicked playlist for the stream, like gaming tunes. I like that kind of like gaming playlist. So I'm kind of after, but obviously, yeah, this and that. But yeah, it feels super good since we have that support formed over there. Get one off YouTube. Yeah, but don't they do that copyright stuff? I need one that's not gonna do the copyright.
They have a lot of copyright free stuff on there.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll check it out after the stream then. It's pretty good. Oh god, here we go. I don't understand the call on put HFX. Can you explain? Well, I can't explain. Well, I do know what it is, but I can't explain because I don't do that. This is not options trading. This is Forex. You know, you need to read the description and read what's going on. I get these people up on my website all the time. I had someone yesterday go to me, "Oh, can I get a refund for the classes?" And I said, "What classes?" And they were like, "For the HFX classes." I was like, "I don't offer HFX classes." They were like, "Oh, aren't you Dr. So-and-so?" I was like, "No, I'm not Dr. So-and-so. You've got the wrong website. How can you even get the wrong website from a company that you purchase from?" I mean, what? Jesus, what's going on? There's plenty of non-copyright used to use it for COD, Modern Warfare 2 montage. Okay. Maybe I'll do that then, because this pretzel is alright, but like, it's not the best. It's 8:30, man. I'm starving. I'm just chilling in this trade over here. Man, if this next 1 hour closes bullish in 22 minutes, we should fly up today. I mean, we should reach this level. Yeah, as long as this next, I think if 2 out of the 4 1 hours can close bullish, then, I mean, yeah, this is the area, isn't it? This wick is the area. Tough to see. We got 21 minutes. Yeah. Yeah, structure was just good on the 30 minute to continue that move up. We have solid support. And I think this candle could close bearish based on the fact that this candle was this long tail, and that's fine. But what we may get is another candle closing bullish back above this area. I mean, yeah, there's going to be some point at which we're going to start pulling back or whatnot. But yeah, we still got time. As long as the 1 hour kind of stays above this area, you know, it's probably just pulling back at this point. But yeah, we wait for support, so we have 100% wait for solid confirms. What's the word? Sorry. Shrimp brisket, anyone, or horse brisket? No idea what that is. What is that? $38 likes. Come on, guys, let's get some more likes than that. Done some good breakdowns here today. Extra effort for you guys. Oh, your NZD is breaking down. Yeah, create resistance on the 4 hour, I suppose. Yeah, difficult situation. But create some resistance, that'd be a good opportunity to take a sell. What's GU doing? GU's also trying to move bullish. Looks like it's rejecting that support. 4 hour. 4 hour looks like it's doing a fake out. It's pretty good. Well, yeah, it did. It closed above, and this one's wicking down. 1 hour is breaking above this area. 30-minute also. GJ moving up. If he's saying let's go, GJ. No, it's moving down. It's back at that area. Only say let's go, GJ, when it's pumping up.
It's really lacking some volume today.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see.
Starting to look a bit messy on the 15-minute. Just taking a bit its time.
It may need to create some further support at this point on the 15-minute. I mean, you know, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I think it's okay. You know, there's always gonna be that. There's always gonna be that. You know, how do I say it? Like, there's always gonna be that one time it doesn't play out. But I mean, structure's bullish. You know, the hard time frames are bullish. You know, even if this just ranges here, I mean, in theory, like, we could range and then just see some mad volume kick in because the trend is bullish. Remember, so it's not like you're going against the trend at all, even on the. Like, yeah, like daily's pulling back, but I mean, it was due to make a wick and then, you know, potentially continue with that. We just need, you know, this 4 hour needs to close bullish. That's the first thing, you know. Then the 1 hour needs to, and then as we start looking on the smaller time frames, we need them to do the same thing. But I mean, yeah, we just have to wait and see. I'm not so worried about this 15-minute faking out because I know we could get a 15-minute bullish candle just closing back again, and then it's, you know, it does its thing. Like, these are all just, you know, the trade is where the trade is, the stop loss is where the stop loss is. You know, at the end of the day, as long as we basically respect this area, like, we will continue moving up. The trend is bullish, everything's bullish, you know, until we're closing back below these wicks, or until the 1 hour's closing, you know, near enough down over here, then it's bullish. The only thing we could get caught on with is the 4 hour candle, right? Pulling back or creating some form of top wick. This is the top wick, but it shouldn't do that if we have supports forming on the smaller time frames. I think we get a good 80 people now coming on it every day. 78 is a good average, which is good, considering like a few weeks ago it was like 40, 50 average. But a lot of people do leave once the trade, or like the trading session is, or they feel like they've got any potential trades out of me, and then that's it. But you know, big up everyone who actually chills and stays, because at the end of the day, like, you know, you're there because you're listening in for any form of good value that can come. And trust me, you know, like, I'd love to share you know, everything with you guys. It's not even about that. Your NZD's just dropping. EJ's also dropping. That's interesting. Pound must be quite strong if if EJ is dropping, gold is dropping, but GJ's kind of just like pulling back right now. But yeah, we're still respecting that area though. Even this next 15 minute looks like it is closing above this area, but I mean, even if it doesn't, I'm not like, it's not gonna take me out of the trade or anything.
If we are going to continue bullish, we're not going to come back down to that support area, are we? So
No.
that's the main thing.
Yeah, and if we do close back in this range, then you know at that point, then yeah, it makes no sense. But from here, like, you know, you should only be looking for buys while we're above this area. You know, if you're not in buys, then you should be looking for buys. Come on, GJ. Structure is really good though. Yeah, structure's great. Structure's great, but I feel so comfortable in this position because I know that the structure's there and we have solid confirmation. So that's why it's like, if it doesn't work out, you stayed disciplined. You know, you still took the higher confirmation setup. So you need to still believe in yourself at that point. You know, you still need to say to yourself, that's great. Yeah, look, we still at least closed in above this area. I mean, how can we, like, everything's respecting everything for bullish. So unless there's just some mad pullback in this last 15 minute, then this 30 minute should, in the second half, should now start to continue. Your explanations are super clean, bro. Absolutely love it. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Appreciate that a lot. I just try and provide real value, you know, at the end of the day. Like, people can dislike, but at the end of the day, like, or people can stream hop, but I'm just here to try and provide education, free education for those that need help. You know, one of the main reasons why I wanted to do this as well was because I thought, if I truly want to sell myself as a mentor and sell myself as an educator, you have to give people free knowledge, and you have to be willing to help those that can't necessarily afford it out of the kindness. So as I just was like, you know what, a YouTube live stream would be wicked. You know, I can actually, you know, those who want to pay for extra get that, but those who can't or don't want to, they still get that free stuff. That looks like GJ's flipping over here. We just need this 15 minutes to break this high, and then we should be heading off, hopefully, at that point. But like, since we're in the last 13 minutes of the 1 hour, like, this is where we really need to see price really kind of just staying above this area, plain and simply. I mean, yeah, we just have to wait. I'm not willing to get sucked into this. What's gold doing? So gold's pulling back at this point. So this is kind of the area where if gold starts to create some resistance, it can definitely start to continue moving down. But solid confirmations is going to be like a 30-minute resistance. GJ's just like there, isn't it?
I think good sells for like for gold will be on close below 1784.
1784. Yeah, below that wick. Yeah, could make sense. But then you got to be careful because you're approaching a potential rejection, and on the daily, I mean, yeah, we can continue down. But if you look on the 4 hour, this is a previous rejection area. So we're coming into rejection zone. And if we kind of look left even more, you can see this was a previous area of resistance on the 4 hour. And we tapped into that previously. So really, the best bet is to let price come below this area, create some resistance, and then continue. So where is this big box? Right over here. So basically, we start to create some resistance over here. Then there's that anticipation that this should break. Who's Zebra Brisket? I have no idea what this stuff is, man. Come on, man. We want, you know, I don't mind commentary, but I want commentary that's gonna like help people. No one told me GJ's coming back like that. What's going on? Oh no, it could be doing a liquidity grab or whatever, but it is pulling back at this point, so. Yeah, it is pulling back, but then I don't know. We'll see.
So we're not liking that level at, what is it, like 220.
Yeah.
Just keeps rejecting off it.
Yeah, but then I'm just like, but then we create support, you know, like why would we should have broke that level. I don't know. Anyone in GJ sells? Multiple rejections at 147 200. No one's in sells. I'm in buys right now. I mean, market structure is bullish. I know it's coming down right now, but this one candle is not really like a big. It's like 6 pips, man. Eight pips. Not even that. But we are coming down actually and breaking this low on the 30-minute. Yeah, it's not looking great, is it? Just one of those situations, probabilities are not there. I'm not even looking at the drawdown right now. Not too bad. We're still in these buys though. But, I mean, it isn't looking good, is it? Yeah, it may be due for some correcting, but until we start to see it being corrected properly, then we can't really anticipate that. We had a support formed at the end of the day. See, this is where I'm like, do I close partials?
Oh, I've closed half already. See how this candle closes, and then probably close 4 if it closes back in this range.
But then it's like I've looked at like all my entries, and it's like, you know, if I just kept stop where it was, it never would have reached stop loss. But then it's like, is this gonna be the one time? It looks like it could be. Yeah, I closed half of the position, so at least I got out with going to be a slightly smaller loss than what it was. So I suppose if I closed half and then it actually does continue, I mean, that would be great, but it doesn't look like it is. But yeah, I'm not going to start jumping all up in sells though, you know. Don't think, oh, now we're heading down, the bias is sells. Like, that's not how it works. For sells, we're going to need to wait for a strong confirmation, like a resistance. Sorry. So we got HFX. Do you trade G8? No, I don't trade G8. DJ. Oh, we spoke about that. Yeah, well, I've closed 50%, so at least if it does continue, you know, we never know. This 30-minute could do like a fake out and then continue. Like, there's some mad shit that goes on with GJ. You know, it's not gonna move clean every day. But we stuck to the plan, so that's what I'm pleased about. The only thing I would say maybe is, you know, I did say, okay, maybe better buys would be above 147 300, but the way that we created that support, the way that we were setting up pre-London, I mean, I'd be in buys in that all day, you know, because that most of the time is going to run fairly good. Just seems like it's doing a lot of pulling back at this point. Sorry, so we got, is that news? January producer input price inflation plus 1.3% YY. I didn't see no inflation news. I thought there was only, thought there was news at 7, and I waited for that. Oh, there was news at 9:30. Oh, there is news at 9:30. I don't see no other news. Yeah, that was an hour ago. London does pullbacks and then comes back to trend. Yeah, potentially. I mean, I closed 50%, like, and I think that was a good idea, because then if it does hit full stop loss, it is going to be a little bit less than what I intended. But there's always that possibility of, you know, it could still continue, like you say. I mean, obviously it's not looking good. We shouldn't be pulling back that heavy if we're gonna continue bullish. Without a doubt. I mean, this 4 hour doesn't look like it wants to close strong at all. But I mean, yeah, there's all the possibilities. So that's why closing only 50%. You know, I mean, if it does continue, then I should hopefully be able to put stops to break even, let it run, and then see if we can still, you know, have a good trade at that point. But it's not looking good at all, is it? Well, at least we got a decent amount of likes here. I thought the buys looked super good, but there we go, I suppose. Yeah, it's looking like we could potentially get stopped out at ASAP, but just still chilling. Oh, look at this. It's 30-minute move. Straight up, wasn't it? Like in the first 10 seconds. Yeah, so even if the other 50% continues, I mean, then we have a good day. But if it doesn't, then we get stopped out. But the 1 hour has created a resistance, which does kind of, yeah, it makes it very difficult at this point. The only way this is working is if this 30-minute does some crazy shit, like, oh sorry, I shouldn't swear, comes up and breaks this level and then continues. I need to stop swearing. I don't want to get banned. Man, if this other 50% runs into profit, I'll be happy with that. Then I might say to myself, oh, this is why you should have left it all to run. Just screwed off the drawdown. But, I don't know. That's difficult. Man, what is it doing? Either this is a huge wick to drop, or this is going to be some pump in the last 1 hour of the 4 hour. Oh god, is this going to be a pump up? Man, I'm going to be so pleased I only left 50%. Unless it flips. Then we're done. If it breaks this low, we are done. This is dropping big.
Yeah, I got out when the 1 hour closed against me because that's a huge rejection there. But yeah, not the best day, but yeah, man, I don't know.
At least we stuck to the plan. I think it still made sense. I mean, look at the trend, man. It's super bullish. Like, that's why I'm like, I'm gonna try and leave this 50% to just run and see what happens. Because at the end of the day, we are just super bullish with the trend, and we shouldn't really be looking for sales basically until we're below, probably like, don't know, 147, I suppose. Like this sort of level. I mean,
it's annoying because I mean it broke the 4 hour high as well.
Yeah, it did. It shouldn't really have done that if we weren't gonna. Mate, everything was bullish, 100%. I have no, like, there's no upset with, yeah. But there you go. I mean, this could still run up, and if it does, then I'm just gonna have to say to myself, look, that's why you need to just trust that, you know, there's only going to be a few times where it's going to hit full stop loss. But I mean, we don't really know yet. How comes there's a trader called Tyler on YouTube that smokes blunts and swears a lot and he doesn't get banned? I don't know. I just heard someone said to me, or I watched a video that swearing can like decrease your like advertising fees or whatever, or how much you get paid. That's what I heard. That's what I heard. Yeah, I mean, this could just be a crazy pullback and then we continue. I mean, GJ is not unheard of, you know. But it literally all depends how we set up. But I'll be really pleased if we do actually continue back. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, your CPM will drop. That's what I was looking for. CPM. Oh, can you believe this? If this starts coming above this candle body, then we're pumping up. I mean, how does that make sense? Because if it stays bullish, then the 4 hour closes bullish. Man, GJ's wild, man. GJ's like the wild, wild west. What I might do is try and let the full position swing up to 147,500, because then at least I would make back the 50% I did close and actually end in a bit of profit. So I'd rather that. But I mean, may hit stop loss. So, hey Harrison, what my GJ plan? What do you think? Okay, let's take a look, John. Yeah, it may hit my stop loss. It may hit my stop loss, but you know, there's no. If it does run into profits, then I'll be like, oh well, I should have left it. Okay, so this is GJ on the 15-minute. So you got safe buys above here, yeah, 100%, because you have a clean candles. 15-minute resistance, buy above here. Okay, yeah, still makes sense. See, the thing is now this is where it gets conflicting, because you have like these two areas. So you'd probably just want to remove this and just wait for buys above this area. If you know, otherwise you're gonna get a little bit confused. But if it closes above here, you could expect volume to break through this area. So just choose one. And then no trade range, yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Sells below here, yep. Awesome. I like that. I like that. Oh, Charlie's removed his comment after he sees GJ's moving back up. No, I'm joking. That's all good, mate. This is so the time I was like, I wish I didn't close that 50%.
I wish I didn't close full.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, at least I closed half, because then at least if it goes into profit, like I could just decide to close out rather than at like a, you know, fat drawdown.
Yeah.
But this would just make no sense at all if it comes back above this body and that. It just won't make any sense why this candle did what it did. Like literally, the only way you could have won this trade is literally like, if I just didn't touch it, if I just left it, you know, and then it does actually continue. That's the only way. But I mean, there's no guarantee, I suppose, is there, that we're actually gonna even, you know, we could still hit stop loss, I suppose. But it is just looking like a fair big bullish candle for a retracement on the wick. I mean, just 1 hour. Oh no, just the way that it's forming, like the way it's come above the bodies, like it just makes sense that it actually may print bullish. The only thing is we're at this like see, the only thing is actually looking at it, we're at this kind of like pullback area from this bullish market structure. So we could actually reject here and then start to head down. Just based on the structure, you can kind of see that. I'm not even trying to do like a trend line, but you can actually see that. It does actually make sense. Come on, GJ, just do something. Yeah, this song has got to go. You're 100% right. Yeah, I'm gonna get a better playlist for tomorrow. Don't worry. Don't worry, my people. Yeah, we'll get a better playlist for tomorrow. I'll take a listen to some tonight. Man, what's going on over here? Oh yeah, I can remove this now actually, because that was my analysis from before. Oh, what's going on over here? See, it just makes no sense. GJ just literally makes no sense. Like, although I want it to go bullish, like, I mean, how? I mean, this 15-minute candle's about to close, potentially back above this range. Oh my days, how is this happening? Damn.
It's crazy, man. Hasn't even made a bottom wick. It's just shot up.
Yeah.
Maybe that was the pullback on 30-minute, and then it's gonna just continue.
Yeah, but like still, it doesn't make like, it shouldn't do that. You know, this was support. This was support. I mean, this could be like a double fake out situation. You know, where we just you know don't respect an area, we close below, then close back above, and then we just head off. Like, you know, this next one should wick down and then drive up at that point. So I'm so super glad I left 50%. Obviously, look, it can still lose. Let's not get too ahead of it, but I mean, it shouldn't be going that bullish. That's a strong candle right there. See how it reacted this like resistance here. It's kind of at it. Man, oh man. Oh no, we're just kind of chilling. Let it do its thing. There's gonna be some wick if this candle flips though. There's gonna be some wick. Do you guys consider GJ is coming back to normal, been moving so weird this last month? I think it's been moving okay. I think it's been moving how it does move. It's just, I mean, today's example is weird. It's not how what it should be doing at all. You know, but it is what it is. What else we gonna say? This 15-minute time frame range is killing the GJ vibe, man. Yeah, this is like a bad situation. This GJ's kind of gossiping right now. Like, it just, nothing makes sense. But that's why I'm just super glad. Like, part of me is like, you know, I did say to myself I would stick to the plan of allowing trades to play out, because a lot of the time they never actually hit stop loss if you keep the stop conservative. But then again, like, this shouldn't be happening. You know, this volume candle should have been somewhere up over here. We shouldn't have had this big bearish pullback. Like, it could have been the hourly making a deeper bottom wick, or just a pullback on the hourly, on the 4 hour, I don't know, but it's not really the point. The point of the matter is that the way that we're moving, like, in this situation, should not happen. You know, it shouldn't be doing that. It should be moving bullish from here, you know, respecting this area. We saw how it reacted, but I suppose since the stop is down over here, that's why we haven't been stopped out at that point. So I believe the 15-minute closed back above that range. Is this where it's going to actually start to head down now? Oh my days. What is going on? That's a solid support again form, you know, like if you was in buy, like if you were looking for buys based on market structure, like we've formed support again. Like this is a double confirmation. See how the
Just in a massive range. That's what it's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not looking good now though.
Yeah.
I've just never seen it do this like
No.
this. Yeah, what was you gonna say, sorry?
I was going to say, definitely should have just waited for cleaner ranges today, I think. Because I got enticed in with that 30-minute closing back above after that 15-minute liquidity grab, but then it just still closed, below that 220 area. That would just consolidate in between.
Yeah, but then, most days you would expect volume
Yeah,
to break
volume. Yeah,
like that's the thing. Like you can't really tell it's not gonna break it. We don't know that. It just hasn't. That's not our fault. There's just no volume. That's it. Like I mean, it felt like there was volume. I mean, when you have a solid support formed as well, like that is usually the go for this area to break, because sometimes you're like, okay, well we came up, we tried to break it, we couldn't, we pulled back. We closed bearish. You think, okay, we're gonna break it. We couldn't. Create support. You think, okay, now perfect, we're gonna break it, and we couldn't. It's just a bad day. Like there was good confirmation for this trade, so I wouldn't even be worried. I think if
it's only a minor resistance as well, really. If you look at it,
yeah,
like it should be broken.
Yeah, and plus the trend is heavy bullish. Now we just been moving up and up and up. Oh boy, do I need to get some food soon. GU way smoother. I would disagree, man. GU is super tough. GU is, yeah, no way. I struggle with GU a lot. It does that all the time. The GU does what GJ does all the time. I mean, I just want to see what kind of happens here, because this is just like not anything that I've never seen it this ugly. It all kind of depends, because isn't this the 4-hour close? No, we've got 41 minutes. I mean, this is the thing, like, we've got such a long time still to see whether we're actually going to head up or not. So, I mean, what's going to happen? Nobody knows. I hopped out of sales. I'll wait for later on GJ. You got in sales on GJ? Interesting. +1 like from me for the content, HFX. Thank you very much, John. Appreciate it. Oh. Oh, damn. Sorry about that. Ain't even that type of season. That's a nice W pattern on GU. Yeah, I mean for buys it made sense, but I mean at the same time you had this area there, and I mean pretty tough. Thank you, bless you. Appreciate it. I mean, look at GU, man. Look at this pullback. Gotta love these days. Yeah, gotta love it. That's just it. GJ giving you the flu. Yeah. GJ's making me feel ill. Think I'm leaving till NY. I don't know. I think once we kind of see how this 4 hour does, we'll know better. I mean, we have basically half an hour to either get stopped out, but if we don't, then we know that the 4 hour is still bullish. So then, I mean, as the next one opens, it should continue to move up. So I think maybe it's just waiting for some added volume. I don't really know, to be completely honest with you. Just gotta let it do its thing, I suppose. Like, I can't. I said I'd leave the other 50% running because we're in a heavy uptrend, and there's all the chance that we can continue moving up. So and it's also good because it's kind of conditioning me for a little bit of drawdown as well, you know, going forward. Because if I'm going to be taking trades like this and having more conservative stops, I'm going to have drawdown. So that's why it's important for me to, focus on that. We've got 46 likes. Can we get to 50 likes? Can we get to 50 likes here today? Your NTD continued dropping. No blues without red. Yeah, that's it. Like, I mean, look, at the end of the day, like, there's always going to be that time it doesn't play out. If it's today, it's today. You know, we come back tomorrow, we do the same thing. There's Friday as well. You know, and plus, I would have taken trades on most Fridays with the way that I look for setups now. So, you know, you're always due a loss. But, gold. Gold is trying to continue moving down. See, I wonder if, like, GJ, gold, all that, they all had this pullback situation. But yeah, looks like gold's breaking down over here. Did like a little retest on the 1 hour.
Yeah, to be fair, like for gold, I'd be happy to see a pullback to 1787. I'd be happy to miss sells on here, but I'd just like to see a B pullback because we've already moved so much, you know, bearish during the week, so we have to be cautious on that. Plus, obviously, that's why we created the support on the 4 hour on the left. Also, that's why we've had the daily, so it's best to be patient and wait.
Yeah, that's true. What was we gonna say? Tomorrow's Thursday. Yeah, I meant, like, obviously we got tomorrow and Friday. I didn't mean tomorrow's Friday. We've got 47 likes. Come on, guys, let's get to 50 likes, and then potentially, if anyone's still holding GJ, maybe, just maybe, we get us go back. But I don't know. It's one of those really tough. It's either gonna dump and hit us out, or it's gonna flip and we're back in. But yes, difficult. It's really one of those, we don't know.
I've got a few things to do, so I'll see you guys later. Yeah.
Oh yeah, sure, mate. Take care. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that. Yeah. Thank you.
No worries. Yeah.
Thank you.
See
See
you,
you
mate.
later.
Bye. Bye.
Thank you.
$48 likes. Can we get 50 likes? Got 5 minutes left. Yeah, this is where it either tanks and stops us out. Such a strange situation. Yeah, this isn't looking not looking good. Like, why would this happen? That makes literally no sense. Yeah, I don't understand this pair today, man.
It's been harder today. I mean, we had volume the last 2 days. Today's been a bit more tricky.
Yeah. See, like, Mondays is always a day, like, I'm like, you know, okay, I think it's going to be important to stay, like, disciplined, like, wait for 30-minute counter to close. There's less impulsive moves. But then, like, it's a Wednesday, like, we should have, we created a solid support, man. It makes no sense. Yeah, that's why I stopped trading. GJ didn't like his structure. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it moves pretty well, like most days. I mean, look, this is new for me in terms of, you know, I'm just getting started with the strategy and whatnot. You know, the way I've adapted, so I gotta give it time. You know, if we have a loss in the first week, you know, that's not gonna throw me off doing what I'm gonna do. Well,
You can't expect your results to be perfect, you know, starting off. You're going to have some losses here and there.
That's it. That's it. That's it. You know, plus, like, if we think about it, like, I mean, the way last week would have been all wins. You know, had I've waited last week, you know, taken the same approach, I would have been all wins last week. So I suppose it's due a loss, isn't it? But it's just very, very important to stick to it. Rangy, yeah, it is kind of ranging, but I mean, I have to, as long as we stay above this area, I mean, we are bullish on the 4 hour. So once the support is created on this 4 hour, we can continue moving up. I think we're just a little bit early. You know, we thought London would do the move and have the volume, but it hasn't, and that's perfectly fine. Because we thought London would have the volume to move us up. But as long as my stop is down over here, I should be good if it is going to continue moving up. But obviously if it doesn't, then there's a high chance we're going to get stopped out. But if we get stopped out, it was definitely not going to work, you know. But if we don't get stopped out, then we know that it was just... Well, no, it's like if we do get stopped out, it was a probability aspect. But yeah, I don't know. It isn't looking good though. Let's be honest. I don't know though. Oh, yeah. I think we're getting stopped out here very soon. Yeah, it's pulling hard. Yeah, it is pulling back hard at this point. Yeah, it is not looking good whatsoever. I 100% agree with that. But I mean, we're still above those pre-London highs, though. That's like why this doesn't make sense. You know, it just doesn't make sense. I think I'm glad I stuck to the 3 lots for this week, because then it's gonna give me a little bit more confidence moving back up next week, and like less focusing on the, you know, like I don't want to put myself through distress this week. But this is just, I've just never seen GJ like this. That's GBP for you. Yeah, I mean, if you look at like EJ and stuff, like the yen looks like strong, but pound should be strong. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, there's been a lot of GBP strength. We had a little bit of a pullback over Asian. That's why I was looking for some continuation in London session. EJ is also trying to retrace. Yeah. Yeah, it looks like this is going to start dropping in a minute. But I just like, you know, this sort of structure is what we wanted to see down over here for sells. You know, if we got this like bearish move down, bullish move up, bearish move down, like this structure here below this level, oh my god, it'd be sells all day. You know, but why is it doing it here when we're above this level? Oh, it's just disgusting. But man, am I dying to make some lunch. Starving. Or some breakfast, should I say. Yeah, I have to admit, it's not looking good now at this point. But there is all that chance. Even if it hit stop loss, I still would have lost less than I intended to lose either way. Or maybe slightly less. Come on, GJ, work your magic.
The good thing about managing your risk, though, is that you're not sitting like this now, just knowing that it's probably not going to go your way, and you just got to watch it.
Yeah, true. Obviously, that's true. Like in certain ways, managing risk would work the best. Like you could say, close 50% over here, close more over there. Like yeah, you would have come out a really small loss today. But at the same time, I mean, you know, to every extent, like just the way I've looked at all past trades, most of them, even the ones that potentially I closed out earlier, lost. Never hit stop loss. So it's like, is this just the one time? And it's just as painful it is just that one time.
Yeah, a rare occasion. And you still close half anyway, so.
Yeah, like I'm gonna have lost like 30 quid less than I would have done basically.
You're still up for the week as well anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, probably gonna get stopped out here. Does seem like, as I was saying, either in the last half an hour of the 4 hour it's gonna be the end of the trade, or it's gonna be like we're gonna get stopped out, or we're gonna head back into profit. But it looks like the latter version, I suppose. Imagine if some madness happens. This just flips back. That'd be crazy. Go on, GJ. Do some mad shit. No, we're on our way to get stopped here. Yeah, I'm about to get stopped out. I haven't been stopped out yet. It's like, do I let it retrace and then try and take a smaller loss? But yeah, I think this is a losing day here today. Yeah, there's no way I'm selling it until we get a resistance formed, like below these lows. Got stopped out. Did you play that?
Bad day.
Did you play it? That's good. Oh well. There you go. So that trade is done. You think my stop was tight? Below the 1 hour? No.
That's fine.
No,
You didn't want it lower than that.
No, a tight stop would have been below this 30-minute, and we would have got stopped out. Yeah, this is one of those situations. But you know what? I'm still considering taking sells, but if I get a resistance formed, and only if I get a resistance formed. Because look at where we are on the 4 hour. We could easily wick down and then close back above. So I need a solid resistance before I even want to sell that. So trades, GJ sells. See what gold did. So gold pulled back, did create resistance on the 30 minutes. So gold also could have made sense to continue down, but you'd have to again expect this area to break at that point. Euro NZD retracing, bounced off this support. Yeah, good sells would be below that area there. Not what? Lost the profits from yesterday. No, not some of it, obviously, but not all of it. Yeah,
I'm a break even now for the
yeah.
week. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm basically still up, I think around over 100.
I suppose that's where the bigger wins come into play, so you can take
it.
the bigger losses.
That's it. Yeah, I'm still up 170 for the week, so that's pretty good. I mean, like, if tomorrow's a win, then it will take me up to, like, I mean, imagine if I get a 20 pip move tomorrow, that'll put me back up to like 600, 700 for the week, so it's pretty good. GJ was cruel today, crushing previous profits. Yeah, 100% it was cruel, but buys didn't work out in London session. So now we're like, okay, well, I already said, right, I said in the Asian session, you know, resistance below this area because of this area to the left hand side, but now, you know, looking at the most recent price action, I'm like, okay, good sells would be, you know, like a resistance below 147 pretty much, you know, that kind of like vicinity if we have a resistance there, or even what's going to be the better range. This is a good range, 146. No way is it flipping back. What the fuck is going on here? Sorry, I know I shouldn't swear, man. I need to get out of that habit. But it's like, what is going on? That makes no sense. So I suppose, right, we have to reevaluate at this point. We have to reevaluate, and I would say that, okay, now we need buys above this area because there's clearly been such an issue at 147.220. Now for that, we would then actually have to anticipate this area to break for this to even remotely make sense. But then I'm just like, is it just buys above 147.300 at that point? Because then we have a nice clean range at least. So I'm thinking maybe the better buys are going to be above. So the better buys, let's put better eyes above. And then we're good, probably, yeah, but below this resistance at 147.060. Are you looking at this right now, GJ? What is going on?
It just doesn't want to break down either. Stuck.
How? Yeah, it needed to grab liquidity, but I'm just like, man, what the fuck's going on? Yeah, we need to wait for some clear price action here. I need a break above this area, or even if we kind of look at it like this, like a solid close above this area, still would make sense. Whatever you wanna. Oh yeah, buys. Sorry, you're right. You're right. Good spot. At least someone's paying attention. I like that. Happy with that. See, I'd love to stay on and see if we can get like a second attempt here, because the way it's moving, once we get a good amount of volume, then we could see a continuation. But we're it's this area that does concern me. Does concern me, this area. See, like if we look at that as a range, it's like a 10-pip range. So you could like secure 50% and then like leave a runner to run. We'll see. But yeah, this is just dreadful. But yeah, we stuck to the plan today. It looked super good. So I think it was just a matter of probabilities, and there's just nothing you can do about it. I mean, this is just a complete and utter bad day. But actually, it was kind of good because I managed to close 50%. So I would have actually had a full stop loss here, and I managed to get out with like save myself £50. So I mean, that's still £50 worth of profit that I've saved. So now, you know, as long as I remain disciplined, I could have a win tomorrow and a win on Friday, and then boom, we're just, you know, we're laughing for the week. That's a good week. Yeah, GJ is doing some wild things right now. But it does mean that it is respecting this area, which is like the most annoying part. And the 1 hour is also going to close bullish, hopefully, here in 9 minutes. So I have to wait. I have to wait and see for that. 4 hour also closing bullish. It's moving up.
But even if you had your stop below those wicks, you still would have got stopped out.
Mm. Yeah, there's just no way of avoiding that at all. Interesting how it's closing now, isn't it? Look at the 1 hour. Yeah, see, this situation, well, I mean, it makes no sense whatsoever, does it? You know, like, it's just, it's frustrating. But at least we had the right idea. At least we had the correct idea. That's all that we can say. We was unlucky, and that's it. We move on. The 4 hour support that is being created looks good to me, with it being in the same area as the previous 4 hour resistance at 147-ish. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I'm thinking, you know, if we do actually start to break above this area, and we start to, you know, create some support again or something like that, then we should see a nice move up over here. But for me, I'm just like, yeah, I don't want to re-enter in straight away. I need to just reassess. We need to reassess in a little while. Probably go get some food, take a little break, and then, you know, see what happens. Because right now we're just ranging, so there's no point in taking buys. The only way people could take buys, got the hiccups now, is, you know, looking at the 4 hour. But then it's like, okay, do you really want to do that while price is in a range, or would you rather wait to see confirmation on the smaller time frames, and then, you know, you can base it off the 4 hour at that point. So yeah, but yeah, it's just an awful range. We just got caught. That's it. You know, we move on. GU support never broke. Yeah, that's true, but it did reject this area. GU is even more tough. Okay, I mean, we could stay a little bit longer today if you guys want, unless people got things to do. But I will go get some food in a minute. We had like 80, now we've got like 50, and we've only got 50 likes. So what I was thinking was, Kelsey, like today was actually kind of a good situation because I managed risk. This could be like one of the only times in the month where it actually hits full stop loss, you know, because this is a rare situation at that point, unless we are going to start breaking down, which then, you know, that's just, again, probabilities. But at the same time, the way the structure worked, it should not have done what it done. But yeah. Let's wait and see how this 1 hour candle closes in 3 minutes time. Man, we still have this one guy that comes on just to dislike the stream. Wow. Okay. 2 minutes left here. 2 minutes left. GJ correcting that move like crazy. Yeah. Yeah, we need to wait though. We need to wait for a break above this area now, because otherwise we're just in a range. This is no trade. You know, I could give a second trade a go, but it would need to be solid. It needs to be solid for me to want to give a second trade a go. But I realize as long as I, you know, treat the next trade as a fresh trade, as if to say, you know, what do we want to see for a good confirmation, then, you know, that's what we look at. So there is the opportunity for sells if we start breaking down, but I want to see a resistance created. But, you know, once it gets kind of like too late after the stream, I just finished the day. And we come back tomorrow. The only time GJ worked for me is on breakouts. I trust it then. I don't know, man. Some people find that breakouts some people find the breakouts harder. Some people do. Gotta have hater or you ain't doing none. That's true. Yeah, you gotta have haters, otherwise you're not doing good. But still, I mean, yeah, I don't know. Oh, I'm dying for some food. So Euro NZD looks like it's trying to do a potential fake out over here. GU tapping into support. Reacting. EJ is breaking down. Yeah, since we create resistance over here on EJ, should see price continuing down and fill this wick. Makes sense. So I believe 4 hour close. Oh, EJ actually 30 minute even closed below that area. Euro JPY should continue moving down to this support now. EJ sells look really good. So we could use this as a little highlight, because I've seen this happen plenty of times on EJ. So since we have a resistance created closing below this key support, you could take sells over here, or, you know, ideally it would have been after 15, with stop loss is going to have to be above this area, and then this is your target at that point, securing some profits at the wick fill and then letting the rest run down to support. That could work really well there on EJ. If you look at the 15 minute candle should just continue moving bearish, fill this wick and then continue down. Yeah, it looks good. Looks good, looks good. If I hadn't taken GJ, you know, and I wanted to leverage a bit of profits, I probably would have said, you know what, could spare a little bit on EJ and then just close it all at like 10 pips. But yeah, EJ should continue moving down. I've seen this happen a lot of times. There's actually
That's really nice.
Yeah, it's actually a beautiful setup. If this was on GJ, man, you'd want to be in sales all day. You know, look at this bearish momentum. You know, stops above this area. You're anticipating this wick to get filled and then this support to get reached. So I haven't seen EJ move like that in a while, but GJ is just ranging at this point. So let's see how the 4-hour closed. So 1 hour closed bullish, but it kind of closed like at this area. It's just, yeah, it's no good. You know, we wanted it to close above this resistance in order for us to anticipate further upside. Now the 4-hour did close bullish, but it's the only good thing that it did, it closed higher than the previous 4-hour, right? That we can say. But in terms of the strength of this 4-hour, it's not all there. You know, there is the potential if we start breaking down below this area, we can actually drop. But for that, I'd want to see a resistance. You know, the trend is too heavy bullish. We're not going to try and risk. And take a second entry on just a break of sell. No, George, no overtrading. That's it. Don't overtrade. If you've taken a trade today and it didn't work out, you know, you can obviously say to yourself what would be the conditions for a second entry, but try and focus on actually, you know, seeing if you can avoid that second entry. You know, I'm only going to take a second entry if it's really good. Like, I don't really want to, if anything. But if it's really good, then we can look at that. Just debating when to finish here. I mean, technically we should finish now. Yeah, no overtrade him. Keep your and he's having a good week this week, so keep your profits. If you took a loss,
Yeah, man.
just accept it. Just accept the loss, and that's it. You know, there's tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a good day, trust. And then Friday we could also see a good amount of volume. Man, I'm sticking to the plan this week. I've been disciplined, and you know, so far it's going really well. You know, one loss is just really not, because I could have if I remain disciplined, you know, again for like next week, they can have another situation where like last week would have had 0 losses. You know, the way that I reviewed the trade last week, where I should have entered, where stops would have been, you know, it would have been a 0 losses week, whereas it wasn't, because I was taking aggressive entries to start the week with aggressive stops. So yeah, gonna bear that in mind, that, you know, this is just one of those one-off situations. I have seen
These are the kind of days where you get caught out and you take 2-3 losses.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Kelsey couldn't have said it better. Like, this is one of those days people are taking buys, then they're like, oh, we're creating a resistance here, we're taking sells, oh, we're rejecting support. You know, they took sells over here anticipating this support to break because of the fake out, and then we reject support. You know, and it just doesn't work like that. I mean, if we want to be actually technical here right now, we have still a bullish bias, because look, we are still closing above, despite we wicked down and broke it, right? Nothing we can do about that. We're actually still closing above the resistance from the Asian session that we broke out, made a high, right? Pulled back to form support, and we have not actually broken that support. This is not a break of support. This is where price tried to break support but couldn't. right? So this area is still being respected on the smaller time frame, but obviously I'm not trying to get anybody into like, oh, it's still respecting, we must buy again. No, that's not what I'm saying. We're ranging because we're rejecting the top. We can see that this becomes your resistance level, but at the same time, you have to make, you have to remember, if we're still closing above this area, then there's no sells because we haven't broken a support. We haven't broken the support. So what you want to do in this situation is you now need to say, okay, well, we're reacting here. We're also failing to break here. So I can officially say we are ranging because we're not breaking support and we're not breaking resistance. So it's very, very easy to get caught in this, whereas you need to say, okay, well, it's not moving well. It's the sells aren't playing out because it's rejecting support. Buys aren't playing out because we're rejecting resistance. So now we must wait for this level to break, maybe a support to form somewhere up over here, and then I can take a much more comfortable buy. Buys above this area are going to be much more comfortable. You have a target 1 and target 2. If you wait for support above this level, then you can start to say, okay, now we're breaking above this area, establishing support above this level, and now we can start to head up at that point. So there's going to be options. I think MY, you could see some options, but just don't put it in your head you're taking another trade. Just watch the charts, wait patiently, or even just call it a day. If you've taken one loss, just call it a day. I mean, like, I'm probably gonna call it a day soon. I was even considering going back to sleep, man. I was that tired this morning. I'm not even gonna lie, because I knew the news was at 7. I was like, well, I'm not waking up before 7, because at the end of the day, I'm not taking a trade when we have news come out. But did we? Oh, we didn't even. I need to actually check out how the news came out. So CPI actually went up by 0.1, so it went to 0.7. So core CPI went up, RPI went up, PPI went up, down. Well, better than expected. PPI output went up, is better. So if CPI went up, that then suggests that we have a relatively higher inflation by a little bit, right? Or not? Do you know what? I've actually forgotten. I should know that. I'm pretty sure. So CPI, I know, is the measurement of inflation, but I mean, isn't the target 2%? Isn't it? So 1%. I suppose a little bit of inflation's good, right? But they don't want more than 2%. So I
think like 2% plus or minus 1%.
Yeah, so 1.4 little increase isn't so bad, but when it becomes plus, plus what's it called, over 2%, then it becomes a little bit of an issue. Oh my god, we actually had some news. What was that? It was only a yellow folder, but let's see what it was. UK house price index summary. I didn't see that. That's from the Gov website. That was actually UK Gov website. So house prices increased by 8.5%. Wow. Do you think that? When was that? That came out at 9:33. When was 9:33? Do you think that was this kind of wick down that stopped us out? Maybe. Yeah, there's a lot we got to wait for here because this is just, yeah, not very good. But anyway, I'm thinking of just calling it a day on the stream here now. Despite the one trade we had didn't play out, we'll have to wait for better confirmations at that point later on. But yeah, I mean, for now, price is just ranging. I'm not taking any sells. I'm not taking aggressive sells. I want to wait for solid resistance, or I want to wait for buys above this rejection zone, and then it will be better. Ooh. Yeah, stretch. But there you go. So it's still been a good day on the stream here today. Pleased with that. But yeah, took one trade, didn't work out. Is what it is. It's the name of the game. But we'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow will be better. So let's take a look at, is EJ continue moving down? Yeah, it kind of got there, but it's retracing a bit. So you have to probably just wait. It's going to do the small retracements, but overall, you know, as long as it stays below this area, then it's perfectly fine for it to continue down. As long as it just stops there above this area, we should not be coming back above there if we're going to head down. So it's pretty good. Yeah, it's probably doing like a little liquidity grab on the 5 minute to head down. I mean, you got plenty of time on the 1 hour. EN's see, EN closed back above that range, but then a bit difficult. EN is a tough pair, but when it moves well, it can move really well. Just gotta wait for it to trend, and then it moves well. GU just ranging, but it looks like it's trying to break down. But I would not. Yeah, just GU's another one, just tough. But GJ has definitely been tough today. It's not been kind. GJ has not been kind. Okay, so everyone have a great day. Enjoy the rest of your trading day. Drop a like on the stream if you've enjoyed today's commentary, if you've enjoyed today's stream. Really appreciate that. But yeah, we'll be back tomorrow, 7:30 a.m. GMT. And we need to potentially get a guest for Friday, but I don't know. Maybe we're not going to get one. So we'll see. Right then, guys. Thanks very much. And we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.